walleye fishing on Umatilla. Let's go get them.
Channeling my inner walleye. Trying to be one.
One with the walleye.
One with the walleye.
Lance, I'm guessing you got some Mack's lures on that stringer there?
We got Mack's galore. This is basically a double whammy walleye that Ted has doctored up. He's got a orange bead in between that crawler harness, and you know, the orange and black works really well, and then this UV glow smile blade is absolutely fantastic for any type of fishing that you're doing. It really puts off a lot of UV, and when the sun is shining, it gives off all the colors of the rainbow. It's absolutely phenomenal in any type of fishing that you're doing.
This particular setup imitates perch colors. These walleye in here are feeding on perch right now, so that's why we're putting this on robh so he can catch the big fish.
Hi everyone, Mike Carey with Northwest Fishing Reports. We're on the Columbia River today below the town of Plymouth. We are guests fishing with Ted Beach.
How you doing, folks?
And Lance Merz of Mack's Lure. We are waiting for the walleye bite to start. It's a beautiful morning out here. The wind is calm. We're not getting rained on. Let's go fishing. Robbie just missed the first fish of the day, and it's easy to do with walleye if you're not used to fishing them. Ted, you were mentioning a technique to improve your hookup success.
Sure. What happens is when a walleye takes the bait, he sucks that bait in, expels the water through his gills, and if you jerk on that hook, as soon as you feel that bite like you would salmon, steelhead, or bass, you're jerking that hook right out of his mouth. So what you want to do is, we call it feed the fish. You want to give that fish some line. You can either let line out or just take your rod and tilt it to the back of the boat. When you reach that apex at the back of the boat, instead of jerking, just raise your rod to start reeling. 9 times out of 10, you're going to hook that fish, and you'll hook them right in the corner of the mouth where you want.
Every fish is a nice fish for me.
Well, looking for the little bigger. I think that's the biggest fish of the day there, Robbie.
Thank you. Thank you to Ted, who taught me how.
We're using a super slow death hook today with a Mack's smile blade on it with a couple small beads. I'm going to put the worm on the slow death hook. And one of the tricks I like to use, because the worms are so wiggly and hard to get on the hook sometimes, is I just take and whack them on the side of the boat. It stuns them. It allows me to put the hook where I want it and just thread it on the super slow death hook. These do not have to be on here perfect. I like to get them up to the second ring on the worm before I poke the hook through. If you'll notice, if you can see it on the camera, there's a little tag in on here. And what I do is I slip that worm up over that tag in, and that holds that worm on there. And there's your finished product.
He's not keeping them on. What's the hot lure then, Mike? Help us out a little bit.
Ted?
Well, Mike, you guys, I'll tell you, as a pro angler, tournament fisherman, I can't give you all my secrets, so you're just gonna have to figure it out yourself.
You'll figure it out.
I think we're loaded up with Mack's lure gear on this boat, so I'm sure we'll catch some fish, Mike. See how it goes.
All right, good luck with that, Rob. We're gonna head back out to the main Columbia River. We've got some fish in here, but we're looking for bigger ones, so follow us.
You got it, Mike. We're finding a couple here and there, but we'll follow you for some more. That's where the barges go up through the snake, up through there.
Fish on! We're below the McNary Dam. Lance and Ted moved this over here, and I've got a big walleye.
No.
No, I don't.
Sucker.
I got a big sucker.
Sucker!
Can I see what a sucker looks like, Mike?
You want to keep it?
No.
That's what a sucker looks like. Good eating.
Rubber lip.
Not a sucker this time. Pretty good fish, I think. Let's see. Tad bigger. Some days you gotta take what the river's gonna give you. We haven't gotten a lot of huge ones yet, but these are good eating fish, and we're keeping them.
No, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Whoa. He's in Robbie's line.
There we go.
Bigger fish.
Yep. Nice fish,
You
Ted.
got thanks. What color?
I just got one on gold.
Nice conditions out here.
It's beautiful. We had sunshine this morning, though.
I'm not complaining.
Oh, not at all.
I don't know about you, Randy, but I'm glad I'm in this boat and not the other one.
Yeah, apparently it has a cover on it.
Yeah,
Very well for the camera.
unfortunately, you got to sit back there and steer, but I'm feeling pretty good about this situation.
We moved back into the slough after the wind picked up. Ted switched me over to a Mack's wedding ring with a smile blade on it. It's the holographic, right, Lance?
Yeah,
UV.
It's a,
UV holographic smile blade.
Like I said, pick me a winner out. I gave you a winner, didn't I?
That's right. I told Ted, pick me a winner, and that's what I get.
a lot of the walleye anglers like to use these components. In this case, this is a crawler harness, and we've got a stack bead on there with some black beads. Orange and black seems to work really well. You always want to have a variety of components on your boat, especially when you're walleye fishing. Whether it be a crawler harness or a super slow death, you know, our double whammy walleyes work absolutely fantastic, and this is kind of the proof of that.
Another nice fish. Came back in the slough. Ted sent us back here. It was the right move to make. Weather's calming down. We're getting some good fish. Another nice fish using Mack's components and a UV holographic smile blade. We've had some pretty good action here in the slough. Let's check in with Rob and Randy and see how they're doing on their boat.
Now, is that what they call it? Salmon? What the heck is that hanging out the back of that thing? Does it look bigger?
One of the main components when you're walleye fishing, the technique we're using are what are called bottom bouncers. And these are the only bottom bouncers I've ever seen in the store, these L-shaped. But Ted, you have a different setup. And I should note, Ted does a lot of walleye tournaments, so little attentions to details here. So tell us your system.
Okay. I won't give away all my secrets though, Mike. What I'm using is what we call a slider bottom bouncer. I have a little black clevis on here that I attach this single lead weight onto. This is a really simple to put on. Just push it on. Now that allows that to slide, and the reason I do that is when I've got fish that are light biting, they're allowed to pick that bait up and swim with it, and the line goes through. They don't feel the weight like they would on the L-shape. The L-shaped bottom bouncer, you'll see I have a chain on here. It's a chain swivel with a dew-lock snap on it. These chain swivels, dew-locks, all these components are available at Mack's Lure. In the river system, where you got a lot of current, I put a chain on here because when you're using a spinner or smile blade, this keeps your line from twisting. I don't know if you've ever fished in the current with no swivel on, your line starts twisting after a little bit of trolling. This prevents that from happening. The time I would use this L-shaped bottom bouncer is when I've got fish that are actively biting and they're aggressive fish. I'm not worried about them feeling the weight. I'll put one of these on. That's the only difference on them. Rule of thumb is on weights, depending on the current also, but the rule of thumb is for every 10 feet use 1 ounce of weight. So if you're at 20 feet, you'd use 2 ounces of bottom bouncer weight.
Ah, okay. And that's one thing I've noticed with the clevis system. It's easy to swap out weights. So
Correct, it is.
you don't have to do any tying, untying.
Nope.
You just pop one off and put the other one
Yep,
on.
you just take a hold of the weight like this, take a hold of your clevis, and give it a twist.
Nice.
Very simple.
Nice.
Now,
Great, great trip.
A short little caveat to that though is when you're using these for the novice guys, not the professional anglers like Ted, you know, the cool thing is use whatever weight that's going to make you feel that bottom consistently.
Correct.
Right.
So, you know, as long as you're feeling the bottom, that thing's going to do its work. And then Ted pointed out earlier, keep that line at a 45-degree angle, and you know that that's going to be working for you.
That's the key, keeping the line at a 45-degree angle. I was telling Lance and Mike earlier, I fished down in the lower Columbia around Portland. You have a tide down there plus a current. So I'm trolling worm harnesses downstream at 3.5 miles an hour, which is unheard of in a reservoir like Potholes or Moses Lake.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Good tips.
Let's get back to fishing.
Absolutely.
Let's say that didn't look like a walleye. It's a bullhead.
That's our second bullhead on this trip, Mike. You guys still catching fish?
Wow, nice fish. They don't want to go.
What's that?
You guys don't want to go.
Oh, we're fine. It's a good day out here, though.
Nice way to end it.
Yes, it was.
The wind's starting to come up, so we're going to be calling it a day here pretty soon. I'd like to thank Ted and Lance for taking us out on the water, and also thank Cooley Playland for providing the big fat plump night crawlers that help catch the fish. Those are good crawlers, Ted.
These are the best crawlers I've seen all year, Mike. These are jumbo crawlers. As you can see through the footage, they do catch walleye.
They do indeed. And Lance, Mack's Lures, want to thank you guys for supplying the gear today to catch all those fish.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, if you're going walleye fishing, trout fishing, salmon fishing, whatever, make sure you go to a local store near you and find some of those Mack's Lure things.
There you go. Support your local stores. We'll see you guys on the water and online.
Hey, Mike, appreciate you coming out. Thanks again.
Thank you, Ted.